What's going on, everybody? We got more disturbing videos, scary TikToks, and creepy theories coming right at you. So without further ado, let's dive in.
This is the Milan Cathedral in Italy, and allegedly it was built in the 1300s and supposedly took 600 years to do, with hammer and chisel, horse and cart, ropes and pulleys, and just brute strength to create this amazing, beautiful, perfectly symmetrical structure with no technology, no power tools. How did they complete this? How did they build this? And they just had masterful level stonemasonry skills and just excellent project management and transferring of responsibilities over 600 years. This cathedral is made out of marble, and they mined it 60 miles away and just hauled it with brute strength over to Milan and built it. How did they get the marble up there? How they hoist it up? How they hand chisel it to be perfect? And that door, what is this door? Look at that door. Look how big that door is. That door is built for a giant. Why would they build a door that big for regular people? Look at those people. And look at that door. Oh, it's just for design. It's just for, aesthetics. Impractical. Where are the handles at? Look at this place, man. What is this place? This is not, this got converted into a church, but it wasn't originally built to be a church. Look at this. Y'all seen this? I think this is Jesus right here. Okay. And these looks like angels around Jesus's body. Jesus on the cross over there. Maybe another depiction of Jesus. This is very good imagery here. I don't know when this door was made because they said it took 600 years. So who knows when this door was actually completed for real. They might tell you, it's completed this year, but we don't know.
And it looks like the door is made out of iron or some type of metal. So the fact that this type of detail is on this iron and metal door is even crazier.
Oh, for sure. But this is Jesus. Okay. Now, this place wasn't always a church. It was a power plant at some point. I'm just here to remind you, they did all this by hand. All of these statues and these dudes and these people in here, all by hand. Perfectly done by hand. No tech. That's what they say. This structure was not originally built to be a church. In the old world, in the old Tartarian civilization, this was a power plant or a power harnessing structure to get the etheric or atmospheric free energy and disperse it throughout the area. This was like a pylon. These are all pylons and stuff. And they were dispersing free energy to the different buildings. All these buildings with these antennas everywhere. That's what that was. These old buildings, they harnessed the ether that was shot out from these power plants. You're looking at the inside of an old world power distribution center. How did they build this? How did they hoist all this stuff up with no technology, no crane?
I wonder what was originally inside there, because they didn't have these benches. These benches inside there don't even look right. I wonder what type of contraptions they really had inside these ancient cathedrals.
How'd they do that in the 1300s, guys? Let me see a show of hands of people who believe that they did not build this in the 1300s with no tech or no abilities. Are y'all seeing the magnificence of this? You see that random guy at the top of that pylon right there? They put that guy up there. That's marble. They put that marble dude on top of this pylon. How did they get that up there? So these buildings, I'm telling you, they tried to destroy these buildings during World War II to get rid of the evidence. And I strongly believe that Christ reigned. The millennial reign already happened, and they hid that information. And a lot of
I don't know about that. I'm not gonna go that far and say the millennial reign already didn't happen. I believe we're in the sixth seal right now, waiting for him to come back still. But that's for another video, or maybe we should talk about it.
a lot of these buildings are connected to that. The point of this video is to get you to open your eyes and question the mainstream and doubt what they say, because they're lying about this building. They're lying about history. They're giving you made up, fabricated facts and providing proof, fake proof, in order to keep you in the matrix and docile. They're also creating lies and hiding information about Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ, that Christianity is not a religion, guys. It's actually the truth. And these buildings and a lot of this history points straight to Christ. Many conspiracies point straight to the truth of Jesus Christ. And we're going to get into that in other videos.
These theories definitely make you think. For entertainment purposes only, do your own research on everything.
Set.
What?
Set.
What on earth are they training for? Did his foot really go around every single one? Yeah, that is ridiculous.
You see, this is exactly why I have trust issues with mainstream archaeology. Every single time we uncover something interesting that doesn't fit into the official academic timeline of history, it's either mocked and labeled a con, or they do this. So in 2011, Russian cave explorer Arthur Zhemyukov made a wild discovery in the region of North Caucasus in Russia. At the top of the Khara mountain range, he found something that revealed an unwritten chapter of human history. At first, it just seemed like a deep hole leading into a cave formation inside the mountain, so he decided to check it out himself. And as he went down this narrow vertical opening, he started to notice this wasn't any regular cave shaft. On his descent, he saw massive parallel stone blocks, polished flat and perfectly geometrically aligned with each other. We're talking straight edges, right angles, and intricately chiseled formations that indicated this definitely wasn't natural, it was engineered. Him and his team explored deeper and found out that this shaft was so much beyond our understanding than he ever thought. This is the Khara shaft, and I don't care what anyone says, someone like an intelligent being clearly made this. Inner passageways with perfectly straight, polished walls going down 40 meters into the mountain, leading into a larger chamber with 36-meter high ceilings filled with enormous megalithic slabs fitted together and arranged in perfect alignment with each other, like they were intentionally placed there, with some blocks appearing to be up to 200 tons, and nothing can explain how anyone would have moved these stone megaliths into this narrow shaft. The total distance from the very top of the shaft down to the lowest part of the explored chamber was around 100 meters, about the height of a 25-story building. And there appeared to be more tunnels and chambers below that went even deeper into the mountain, which are still undiscovered. Clearly an artificial construction of a monumental scale, an absolute groundbreaking find by any means. And as per usual, absolutely no historic records of any structure like this documented anywhere in this region. The team even filmed their exploration for a Russian TV documentary, mapping out the shaft to reveal its true detailed architecture, with block arrangements that looked incredibly similar to the ones found in the Grand Gallery of the Great Pyramid of Khufu in Egypt. It also features several tunnels that don't seem to have been designed to be accessed by humans, just like we see in the Egyptian pyramids. No ladders, stairs, or any easily accessible means of traversing many of these passageways. Even small side tunnels that no human can fit through, and oddly enough, the team felt a constant draft of air blowing up into the chamber from deeper underground, suggesting this wasn't built for habitation, but rather some sort of other functional purpose. Possibly a subterranean complex of another larger structure that used to exist on top of the mountain. Perhaps the entire mountain itself was an ancient megastructure, like a pyramid that's been heavily eroded over time. What if it was, dare I say it, an ancient energy power generator, part of a system of global power plants that produced energy for an ancient advanced civilization that lived here tens of thousands of years ago, just like the Giza power plant theory suggests the pyramids of Egypt may have been. Whatever it is, it's clearly something that was built by an intelligent species, undocumented, in an absolute feat of ancient human engineering, or maybe even non-human engineering, just a theory. Above ground, the surrounding area has even more carefully sculpted stones all around it, with what appear to be machine marks all over them. Flat surfaces, straight cuts, and massive stone blocks stacked perfectly together, indicative of man-made production. But our cave explorer Arthur didn't find the shaft by accident. In fact, he was intentionally searching for it. Many ancient legends in the North Caucasus region about sprawling underground cities have been told and passed down for generations. And while researching old World War II documents written by those Germans, there was one particular topic that caught Arthur's attention: the Anna Nerb, a project initiated by top German commanders with the primary objective of restoring ancient occult practices and powers, who conducted operations around the world to find the most sought-after ancient relics and mystical sites that allegedly held power beyond our understanding. Expeditions for the Ark of the Covenant, the Holy Grail, the mythical underground city of Shambhala, uncovering the secrets of Antarctica. These guys were on a mission. When the Germans launched Operation Edelweiss to capture the oil-rich regions of the North Caucasus in Russia, the mountain ranges were one of the hot spots on their hit list, the assumed home of an ancient advanced civilization who left behind traces of their esoteric knowledge. Among this region was the Khara Mountain, which they actually got really close to discovering the shaft themselves. And they even marked some of the surrounding stones with, you know, their trademark symbol. It was through studying these old wartime documents that Arthur finally located the site, assuming there to be many more structures and full-blown underground cities in this mountain range, which still remains largely unexplored. In 2015, Arthur claims to have made yet another groundbreaking discovery about the shaft and the surrounding region, insisting that he gathers more resources for his expedition ASAP, and literally the next day, he gets hit by a car and passes away. Yeah, for real, I can't make this shit up. Then Viktor Chernobrov, another explorer who accompanied Arthur in many of his explorations, dies of cancer 2 years later. Then 3 more team members involved in the expedition all abruptly pass away within that same time span. Was this just another huge coincidence, as I'm sure the debunkers are insisting it is, or did Arthur and his team find something that they weren't supposed to? Today, there isn't much information on the shaft or any explorations in the surrounding mountain range, with no new updates released about any of this for years and no plans in place to explore further, likely out of fear of having an accident if you do. If you genuinely think this is a natural formation and nothing suspicious is going on here, go get help. You see, this is exactly why I have
The Caucasus Mountains. What are they hiding in the Caucasus Mountains? I know they talk about giants in those mountains, but they definitely aren't moving those megalithic structures. That was done by some type of ancient tech long ago.
Why don't orcas attack humans in the wild?
All right, here's the full truth, straight and clear, just like we're talking. Orcas don't attack humans in the wild because they recognize us. Not just as beings, but as something familiar, something sacred. There's an ancient link between orcas and humans that goes beyond what science can explain. It's not about fear or disinterest, it's about memory. They remember us from before the fall, before the great forgetting. We used to speak to them, not with words, but through frequency, intention, resonance. They carry ancient codes within their song, their movements, their eyes, and on some level, they know we've forgotten. So they protect us. It's not instinct, it's loyalty, not behavior, but remembrance. Even now, when the rest of the world sees them as wild animals, they still hold the line. Still waiting for us to remember who we are. Film that with full knowing. This is a truth the world needs to feel.
Is that why we're not allowed to talk to dolphins, supposedly? Is this a possible UAP sighting? Witnesses say they saw a metallic orange ball in New York, 2025. You can see that it appears to be a red light, so this could be a drone or a man-made flying object. You decide.
They don't want you to know this about the Great Wall of China. Watch this.
They are hiding this from you. Did you know that the Great Wall of China is 13,171 miles long? And why has it always been downplayed throughout history? To put that in perspective, from the east to the west coast of America, it is on average 3,000 miles. You have to times that by 4 and add 1,000, and you're still not at that number. It leaves you to wonder, how did they build such a wall, and why? Did you even know that China was that big? They started to build the Great Wall of China in 220 BC, before Jesus had even walked the earth. No sane ruler or country would dedicate that many resources and power to build something with no purpose, especially if they knew it would take over 1,000 years to build the finished wall. Who were they defending against, that they needed all 13,000 miles to even fathom winning? What or who were they so scared of? The theory is that the wall was built by by the Tartarian Empire. If you look at old maps and photos, you would see that the steep side of the Great Wall and the lookout post is actually facing China. Normally, those sides be used to prevent any invaders from climbing up or to pick off enemies with crossbows. The fact that it faces China implies it was built by someone else, the Tartarians, to keep whatever was in China in, rather than defend what was in China. Follow to learn more.
Some researchers claim the Great Wall wasn't built to keep enemies out, but to keep something in. Parts of it don't even face the direction of historic invaders, because if the Great Wall's true purpose has been hidden, then they don't want you to know this about the Great Wall.
Here's a crazy theory that there's other beings other than humans that there used to be on Earth, and that maybe they were fighting them. Like maybe some reptilians, some shapeshifters. I don't know. What was that movie with Matt Damon? That they were on the wall fighting those monsters. Maybe it was something similar like that. Maybe it was some type of genetic hybrid monster went wrong, you know, and they just started multiplying, so they're on the top of the archways letting them have it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Reptilians and Dracos cannot stand the sound of bells. They despise the sound of bells. The moment that ringing begins, they instinctivly want to run. That's why the Tartarians had these bells made, and they had them everywhere. Reptilians and Dracos cannot stand the sound of bells. They despise the sound of bells. The moment that ringing begins, they instinctively want to run. That's why the Tartarians had these bells made, and they had them everywhere. The reptilian despises the sound of bells. The moment the ringing begins, it reacts instinctively, running from the source as fast as it can. The sound is more than just a painful noise to its sensitive ears. It's a torment that cuts deep. Each bell's unique frequency gnawing at its mind. The variation in pitch and tone drive the reptilian to the brink of insanity, triggering an obsessive response that it cannot control. This is why they were collecting bells. Because the reptilians cannot stand the sound of the bell. The sound alone drives them insane. This is why they had them collected around the world. Every time that bell chimes, they get closer and closer to madness. The change in tone weakens their power. It doesn't even allow them to shapeshift. They showed us in the movie Venom. We just weren't paying attention.
Who knew Venom, Isengard, Thor? This was all based on a true story. For entertainment purposes, of course.
Until now. Now, when you see this, you know who's responsible for it. You know who wanted and needed all of these bells destroyed. Because without the bells destroyed, they wouldn't have any power. Reptilians and Dracos cannot stand the sound of bells.
I've been saying that for the longest. I've been saying that for at least a straight year now. But I want to know, where is this giant bell forgery at? You know, because you know they need some type of forge to make these giant bells. And they probably had giants, you know, getting a blacksmith on these giant anvils and forges. Can you imagine a giant being a blacksmith making these giant bells? How crazy would that be?
Connecting Norse mythology, the Book of Enoch, and Walter Russell's Universal One. What do Norse mythology, the Book of Enoch, and Walter Russell's Universal One all have in common? They describe a cosmology based on energy, vibration, and divine structure. One that has been hidden or distorted by modern science. Let's break it down. Ostar 1, Norse mythology, the cosmic tree and the energy grid. Yggdrasil, the cosmic axis of reality. In Norse cosmology, Yggdrasil is the world tree, the axis upon which all realms exist. It is not just physical, it is an energetic system, a cosmic power structure. This mirrors the electromagnetic structure of the universe, where reality flows through a central axis. The realms of Norse myth and frequency resonance, Asgard, Midgard, and the Nine Worlds represent different vibrational densities. Midgard, Earth, is the middle realm, where energy is balanced. Bifrost, the Rainbow Bridge, is a frequency tunnel connecting the higher and lower dimensions. This is exactly what ancient energy teachings describe. A vibratory universe where realms are separated by frequency, not distance. 2. The Book of Enoch, the true structure of the cosmos. The firmament and the cosmic dome. The Book of Enoch describes a stationary Earth with a firmament separating the heavens. This matches the Norse belief that the sky is structured, not infinite. Stars are luminaries, energetic bodies, just like in Norse myth, where constellations hold divine power. The gates of heaven and magnetic north. The Book of Enoch describes heavenly gates where the sun, moon, and stars pass through in cycles. These gates mirror Norse descriptions of portals in Yggdrasil, linking different energetic realms. Many ancient texts suggest that the North Pole is a powerful energetic center, potentially the gateway between dimensions. Enoch and Norse cosmology both describe an enclosed system, driven by vibratory energy and celestial movement. 3. Walter Russell's Universal One, the science of vibration and polarity. The universe is an electric and magnetic system. Walter Russell describes a universe of rhythmic balanced interchange. Everything is formed through opposing forces of contraction, gravity, and expansion, radiation. This mirrors the Norse concept of creation between fire, expansion, and ice, contraction. Instead of chaotic randomness, heliocentrism, reality is structured and intelligent. The North Pole as a magnetic center. If everything operates in polarities, then intelligent. The North Pole as a magnetic center. If everything operates in polarities, then the North Pole would be the strongest magnetic vortex. Many cultures depict Mount Meru, Rups Nigra, and the Black Rock as a cosmic axis, aligning with this magnetic energy system. Russell's work suggests that reality unfolds in spirals, which could mean the North Pole is not just physical, it is an energetic gateway. Walter Russell's work proves that reality is built on spiraling energy, just as ancient myths describe creation through movement, polarity, and frequency. Final thoughts. The hidden truth behind these cosmologies. Norse mythology, Enochian cosmology, and Walter Russell's universal science all point to a structured vibratory universe, not the random, chaotic model pushed by mainstream science. The North Pole may be the key, a powerful magnetic center, possibly an energetic gateway to higher realms. Instead of an infinite, meaningless universe, these teachings reveal a system of balance, cycles, and intelligent design. Ancient knowledge has been hidden to keep people trapped in the false light matrix. Understanding this is the first step toward reclaiming true cosmic awareness. Where do you want to go deeper? Norse mythology and Vedic cosmology, the overlapping truths of our realm. When we compare Norse mythology and Vedic cosmology, we see undeniable similarities, suggesting a deeper, unified ancient knowledge about our realm. Both traditions describe a structured, multi-layered universe, a central world axis, and a cosmic battle between forces of order and chaos. These parallels hint at a lost pre-flood knowledge that was later fragmented into different cultural expressions. Let's break it down. So 1, the world tree, Yggdrasil, and Mount Meru, the cosmic axis. Yggdrasil, the Norse world tree in Norse cosmology. Yggdrasil is the great world tree that connects all realms. It is the pillar holding the heavens in place, rooted in the center of Midgard, Earth. The gods, Aesir, reside in Asgard at the top of the tree, while the underworld, Hell, lies below. Mount Meru, the Vedic cosmic mountain. In Vedic cosmology, Mount Meru is the cosmic center of the world, the axis of existence. It is surrounded by concentric land masses and cosmic waters, similar to the Norse concept of Midgard being surrounded by an encircling ocean. It is the dwelling place of divine beings, just like Asgard. Both traditions describe a sacred cosmic pillar that aligns with the North Pole, the world's true energetic center. The realm's 9 worlds versus 7 locus Norse mythology, the 9 worlds. The Norse cosmos is divided into 9 realms, each with distinct energetic properties. Midgard, Earth, is surrounded by Jotunheim, land of giants, Asgard, realm of the gods, and Niflheim, ice realm, among others. The realms are connected by Yggdrasil, the world tree, much like the Vedic system's cosmic layers. Vedic cosmology, the 7 locus and 7 underworlds. The Vedic cosmos is structured into 14 planes, 7 higher locus, realms of light, and 7 lower realms, patalas. Bhuloka, Earth, is in the middle, just just as Midgard is in Norse cosmology. The upper realms are divine, while the lower realms are home to serpent-like nagas and demonic beings, similar to Hell and the underworld in Norse myth. Both systems describe multiple interwoven dimensions connected by a central axis. As 3, the cosmic serpent, Jormungandr and Anantashesha. Jormungandr, the Norse world serpent, Jormungandr, the Midgard serpent, encircles the Earth's oceans, representing cosmic cycles in time. It is an embodiment of the boundary between realms, preventing mortals from venturing beyond the known world.
Damn, I do see the similarities, like Jormungandr, however you say it, the giant serpent, and the Leviathan. Similar.
It plays a key role in Ragnarok, the cyclical reset of the world. Anantashesha, the Vedic cosmic serpent. In Hindu cosmology, Anantashesha is the infinite serpent upon which Lord Vishnu rests. It represents the cycles of creation and destruction, much like Jormungandr. Like the Norse myth, Anantashesha is connected to the waters and the boundary of the physical realm. Both systems use the serpent as a cosmic boundary and a guardian of the cyclical nature of time. Top 4. The battle between light and dark. Ragnarok versus Kali Yuga. Ragnarok, the Norse apocalypse. Ragnarok is the great reset of the world, a cosmic battle between gods and chaos forces. Odin, Thor, and the gods of Asgard fight against giants and demons. The battle ends in destruction, but also renewal, signifying the cyclical nature of time. Kali Yuga, the Vedic end.
I believe in Jashir, Moses fought a giant, hit him with his staff, and he fell over. Just like how they're saying Thor was battling giants. Another similarity. This is crazy. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We're not done. For entertainment purposes, of course.
Cycle. In Vedic cosmology, we are currently in Kali Yuga, the age of destruction and materialism. It is the final stage before the world resets and enters a new Satya Yuga, Golden Age. The god Kalki, a future incarnation of Vishnu, is prophesied to bring about the final battle, much like Ragnarok. Both systems describe time as cyclical, with an inevitable collapse of civilization followed by renewal. 5. The gods, Aesir versus Devas. The Norse Aesir, sky gods, and Vanir, nature gods. Odin, Thor, and Freyja are part of the Aesir, the ruling gods. The Vanir, Frey and Njord, are nature gods, associated with fertility and magic. There is conflict between the Aesir and Vanir, possibly a memory of an ancient war between different civilizations. The Vedic Devas, sky gods, and Asuras challengers. The Devas, Indra, Vishnu, Shiva, are the celestial ruling gods. The Asuras are beings of power who challenge the Devas, much like the giants Jotun in Norse myth. There are constant cosmic battles between these forces, echoing the Norse stories of divine warfare. Both systems divide divine beings into sky gods and their challengers, reflecting an ancient cosmic struggle. Final thoughts. Norse myth and Vedic cosmology as pieces of a greater whole. Both traditions describe a world structured around a central axis. Yggdrasil equals Mount Meru. Both describe multiple realms interconnected through this axis. 9 worlds equals 7 lokas. Both have a cosmic connecting Norse mythology.
These are all just alleged theories. Do your own research on everything for entertainment purposes only.
You see this giant foot? It happened right before the 7.7 magnitude earthquake. Around the world, people are capturing mountains that look like giants. Look at this one. And again, look at all of them. Over here, here. Another one. Look, family, throughout human history, tales of giants have echoed across nearly every civilization. The Bible speaks of the Nephilim. Greek mythology gave us the Titans. Norse tradition referred to the Jotnar. Indigenous American legends tell of red-haired giants. We grew up seeing giant structures just like this. And this one. And this one. And let's not forget the Tartarian giant doors. Another one and another one. But what happened to the giants, family? The Tartarian reset happens, family. And look, they were known for profound understanding of vibration, sound, magnetism, and sacred geometry. The ancient civilization was always in our face. Look, family, the mud flood. Just look at the amount of mud. Again, all part of the Tartarian Empire. We grew up seeing star forts. Now we have discovered that it's connected to 5 to 8 hertz. Family, it's all in our face.
If you're enjoying this episode, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button because we do these episodes every single day. And I'd love to see you around here, so let's get straight back into the action. Sonoluminescence. Is this possibly how a star is formed?
First time I saw sonoluminescence was in a darkened room. I was transfixed to look at this spherical flask of fluid. And you look into the center, and in the center see a glowing blue-purple light, which could be seen with the unaided eye. It looked like a star in the heavens.
Seth Putterman called it the star in a jar, a tiny spot of bright light contained in a flask of liquid. This star in a jar is made when a sound wave is passed through a small bubble inside a flask of liquid. And this sound wave makes the bubble do something remarkable. First it expands, then it collapses. And this collapse happens so violently that vapor molecules trapped inside the bubble slam together and heat up so much that the bubble gives off an incredible burst of heat and light, several thousand times a second, giving the appearance of a star.
And because God is electrical, which is why they try to lie to you about gravity and fusion nonsense. Because it's nonsense. The universe is electrical, attraction and repulsion, to move matter. It's how we move, electrical impulses to move things. Seed pods, suns on strings, and lights in water. They all prove the universe is electrical, and it travels in per key current. When two opposing fields meet, two opposing fingers rotate in the same direction, both clockwise, you will get an Ouroboros torus sphere, which when collapsed and reanimated, gives off light. The forcing of sound through a liquid will create a cavity, which is where the word cavitation comes from. Energy moves matter. And so the energy, when two Birkeland currents are forced together, create an Ouroboros torus of energy in...
The first time I saw sonoluminescence.
They was spitting, wasn't they? Dropping gems.
You see that? Over there, look, over there. You see that?
What the hell?
Wait, because that was it again, right there. Wait.
I don't like this.
You see that? Right there. Look.
Oh my god. That's not an animal. I don't like it.
Okay, fuck. Go.
What did they run into? An alien versus predator fight?
Y'all check this footage out. So a trucker in Alberta, Canada captures a 11 through 13 foot Sasquatch on his dash camera while driving on site. This is amazing. Watch. You're about to see. Keep watching. Look at it. Look at him right there. That thing is huge. That's a legit Sasquatch, you guys. 11 to 13 foot tall. Alberta, Canada. And he doesn't even notice the Sasquatch at this point. The story says he doesn't notice the Sasquatch until he parks and actually gets out of his truck and sees it walking. And once he sees it, he gets back in the truck and drives off site. As you can see, he took off running. gets back in the car, and he takes off. Y'all check this footage out.
That thing was a unit. Did you see how tall it was? What are you going to do against a Sasquatch? That thing was an absolute unit. If you're enjoying these videos, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button because we do these videos every single day. And I love to see you around here. So let's get straight back into the action.
This right here is the free energy technology that our ancient world used to use. You will see this technology on old buildings all around the world. Here is another example. This is harnessing energy from the ether. So all these old buildings will have an antenna at the top which harnesses the energy from the ether and brings it into the resonator, which is filled with mercury. When mercury spins, it creates a current. You can even find this technology in your hometown. This is in Hamilton, Ontario, where I live. And this is exactly what our ancient world used to look like. There was no wires, just the antenna and the amplifier. You'll see light bulbs there as well. Now check this video out.
Right now I'm about 30 feet in the air. I have the wire marked every 10 feet. I'm currently at 24, 27 volts.
So he's measuring the voltage that is in the air at 30 feet right now. When he starts pulling it down, the voltage will come down, as you can see.
But here's what happens when I start pulling it down.
It's pulling it down right now. The voltage meter goes down. This is the exact technology that Tesla had rediscovered when he built his Tesla tower. He used this to harness the energy from the ether, and then it would be distributed to the people for free. Great Tartaria was one of the greatest civilizations that ever existed, and they wiped it from the history books because they did not want you to figure out the free energy technology that these people used. Everything's been wiped from our history books that actually happened, and they rewrote the history books to make you a slave. On the flip side, human consciousness is ascending. This technology is coming back to light. People are becoming more and more aware that we have been lied to about everything our whole entire lives. Humanity will rise up and we will eliminate the parasites that attempt to control this world. Peace and love. This right.
I'm telling you, the Draconian Federation, I don't know how many times I gotta say it. Them boys took over. They took everything from us.
Who is this that obscures my plans with words without knowledge? Brace yourself like a man. I will question you, and you shall answer me. Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation? Tell me if you understand. Who marked off its dimensions? Surely you know. Who stretched a measuring line across it? On what were its footings set? Or who laid its cornerstone? While the morning stars sang together and all the angels shouted for joy. Who shut up the sea behind doors when it burst forth from the womb? When I made the clouds its garment and wrapped it in thick darkness? When I fixed limits for it and set its doors and bars in place? When I said, this far you may come and no farther? Here is where your proud waves halt. Have you ever given orders to the morning, or shown the dawn its place, that it might take the earth by the edges and shake the wicked out of it? The earth takes shape like clay under a seal. Its features stand out like those of a garment. The wicked are denied their light, and their upraised arm is broken. Have you journeyed to the springs of the sea, or walked in the recesses of the deep? Have the gates of death been shown to you? Have you seen the gates of the deepest darkness? Have you comprehended the vast expanses of the earth? Tell me if you know all this. What is the way to the abode of light? And where does darkness reside? Can you take them to their places? Do you know the paths to their dwellings? Surely you know, for you were already born. You have lived so many years. Have you entered the storehouses of the snow, or seen the storehouses of the hail, which I reserve for times of trouble, for days of war and battle? What is the way to the place where the lightning is dispersed, or the place where the east winds are scattered over the earth? Who cuts a channel for the torrents of rain, and a path for the thunderstorm, to water a land where no one lives, an uninhabited desert, to satisfy a desolate wasteland, and make it sprout with grass? Does the rain have a father? Who fathers the drops of dew? From whose womb comes the ice? Who gives birth to the frost from the heavens? Who is this that obscures my plan?
I wanted to hear the rest, like honeydew to the ears, living water.
Skywatcher. I watched a video of theirs on YouTube. I mean, it'll blow your mind. It's these military dudes that are their own private organization now, developed this technology that they call the dog whistle. Anytime they turn on the dog whistle, a UAP shows up.
It's like a calling beacon.
They have different classes of UAPs, and this is a little chart. So there's the Tetra, which is class 1, the Tic Tac class 2, Blob class 3, Beam class 4, Manta Ray class 5, Bright Star class 6, Jellyfish class 7, Hornet class 8, and then Egg class 9. It's always daylight too. They never summon them at night.
Even scarier.
Yeah, because they can better observe during the day.
So if the government's able to do that, there's no way they're not like saying, let's trap one.
But that's not even the government. This is their own company.
That's what I'm saying, but like the government has this information.
Yeah.
They're definitely catching these things, tricking or trapping or something.
I saw this, I'm like, how is no one's talking about this? This video, they're literally like, turn on the dog whistle, and they're like, yeah, there's class 1.
Dude, I do not want to see that in real life. Like, I'm way more okay with it being spooky than real.
It's so strange though that like this frequency, they said they have 100% success rate of it. As soon as they turn it on, they will see a UAP.
Yeah, it's not like we just shot in the dark and they just show up every once in a while. Like this is a literal communication system.
Yeah. Skywatcher.
So they just blowing dog whistles, summoning UFOs? I believe someone used to do this back in the 90s, but except he didn't use no whistle.
They tell you that the sun hurts you, but they don't tell you that in ancient hospitals there were solariums because the sun detoxifies you, giving you electromagnetic energy. They tell you that the sun hurts you, but they don't tell you that in ancient hospitals there were solariums because the sun detoxifies you, giving you electromagnetic energy. They tell you about the magnetic fields of magnets, but they don't tell you about the magnetic field around your body. The disease appears in this field before it manifests itself physically in your body. The sun is electric, the earth is magnetic, and you are electromagnetic. That is why the ancients had earth shoes to connect to the magnetic earth. The sticks were not just for fashion. They were used as conductors of electromagnetic energy to ground the body. Now we wear sunglasses to block the sun's healing rays from entering our nervous system. We have lost the true connection to our nature, being turned into electrical batteries that run through a circuit board matrix. The next stage of human awakening is a revolution of human consciousness. If you don't agree with this video, you are heavily programmed to follow the orders of the elite. And there is nothing wrong with that. We are programmable beings. They tell you that the sun hurts you.
You ever have somebody you just trying to show something and they just not getting it? You like, wake up, look at this. You gotta believe me. And they just like, that don't seem right. You're crazy. Well, I'm here to tell you you're among friends.
Yes, this is a giant turned into rock, and many people never even knew that this was possible. And now, say this with me, if something looks like a giant body part, it is a giant body part. Who can guess what this is? If you guessed a giant mammary organ from the old world, then you would be correct. This comes from Utoba Cave in Bulgaria, which is a cave that has the exact dimensions of a female uterus. What a coincidence that is. It definitely isn't part of a giant that was from the old world thousands of years ago that died suddenly and became a mountain. And speaking of giant structures, there's no way that this could be a giant tree stump, even though that is exactly what it looks like. And there is no way that the Himalayan pink sea salt that we eat is actually from the flesh of giants, because there's absolutely no resemblance between flesh and a pink salt mine. These are rock cutouts from those caves, and they definitely don't look like slabs of bacon. And this, for sure, cannot be a giant turtle. And this here's another natural formation of a mountain that definitely isn't a giant man-made axe on top of a giant tree stump. And this yes, this is a giant...
Unbelievable. I mean, I guess giants were reproducing. It only makes sense, right? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
Pay attention, check this out. Now I'm going to show you guys zoomed in. Check this out over here. What the heck is going on here? Pay attention, check this out.
Me and you both know what just happened there. Yeah, they're doing that all right.
Scientists have made an important discovery inside the supervolcano deep under...
In a busy house...
Scientists have made an important discovery inside the supervolcano deep underground Yellowstone National Park. Nearly 2.5 miles down, they found a magma cap which releases pressure and reduces the chances of a tremendous eruption. This gives researchers a better understanding of where Yellowstone's magma begins and could help determine when it will erupt next. The ancient volcano last erupted thousands of years ago.
Yellowstone. Have you guys been to Yellowstone yet? What would you recommend you do there if you do go? Is it worth it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
In 280 BC, they built a 32-meter-tall bronze statue of the sun god Helios, one of the 7 wonders. Too bad it only lasted 54 years before an earthquake took it down. So legendary masterpiece, or ancient oops. In 280 BC, they built a 32-meter-tall bronze statue of the sun god Helios, one of the 7 wonders. Too bad it only lasted 54 years before an earthquake took it down. So legendary masterpiece, or ancient oops.
I wonder if they have any pieces left of it, if it really was real. You know, they should have at least a head or something on display. Real life Ophinum angel. How would they capture this? I mean, if it is real, how did they capture it is the question. What is going on here? Type of satanic ritual in Spain? Now, I'm not sure what's supposed to be going on here. I don't know if they got Kanye West up there wearing the black Ku Klux Klan hat. I'm not seeing any type of joy. Nobody's getting baptized, I guarantee you that. This is, what are they holding? Lightsabers? What is going on in Spain? Up to some type of demonic ritual? Y'all tell me. I'm just looking in on this, looking at this. Crosses upside down? Ah, they tripping. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. What are they doing?
Someone once said if you actually want to understand history, don't pay attention to the names and the dates because they're always changing, but pay attention to the symbols and the colors and the themes because those are ever present. Case in point, the American eagle, indistinguishable from the Roman eagle, which looks the same as Zeus's eagle, harkens back all the way to the Egyptian eagle. It's on their flag right now. And sure, you could say, hey, it's a cool bird. A lot of people want to use it for national symbolism. But you know, it's not toucans up here, it's all eagles. The Mexican flag is essentially the Italian flag, except there's an eagle devouring a snake. Told Cortez saw an eagle eating a snake on a cactus in a lake, and that's the mythology for the flag. But alternative sources claim that the naming of America is not actually after this guy, Mr. Amerigos, who drew a map once, but it's in fact named after Amaru, the winged serpent deity of the Inca. very similar to Quetzalcoatl of the Aztecs, this wise winged serpent, which was at the center of their religion. So you have this Roman Italian Catholic flag of a Roman Italian eagle eating a snake, and you're getting a real history lesson here of what actually happened in Mexico. Who currently runs Mexico? And I know it was the Spanish who conquered Mexico, but they're all Roman Catholics. That's the whole beauty of the symbolism. The cross is mightier than any of their individual flags. Just going back to Egypt with their eagle, I heard that the colors of ancient Egypt were red, white, and blue. Red represented the lower kingdom, white represented the upper kingdom, and the Nile was the blue that held them together. It's also so fascinating because it seems like red, white, and blue are absolutely colonizing colors. Most people who are colonizers have some form of a red, white, and blue flag. This is how the elites operate. I really do think they see all of these countries as chess pieces, red versus blue. Within countries, red versus blue, these magnetic polarities that are always preyed upon. Never unity, always fighting at these two extremes. Very fabric of our nation. I might be reaching here, but wouldn't it be something if these weren't arbitrary colors and symbols? They were actually deeply meaningful and not for the fake reasons that they tell us, but for much more nefarious reasons that are hidden and are ancient, and we really don't even know what they're doing. All just food for thought, of course. I'm not actually sure about any of this, just taking stabs at it. Someone once said, if you actually want to understand...
Only speculation. Entertainment purposes only, not factual.
Grab it and throw it out! What the do you mean? Grab it and throw it out now! Alright? Grab it and throw it out! What?
At least you don't got a giant spider in there. A pigeon ain't that bad, honestly.
The original poster writes, after looking at some of my old trail camera footage, I noticed a silhouette in the background of one of the photos of my brother. My brother was alone that day and has no explanation of who it could be. What are your theories?
Looks like he got a phantom on camera, to be honest. How creepy.
Ice Spice casually flashes a symbol on stage, but is it just a pose or something darker? Watch this.
They are booing with the rocking the upside down cross, throwing up the horns. The crowd is booing. We tired of that. Where's the righteous celebrities? Is that even possible?
A demon-faced creature was spotted deep in the woods, and the footage is chilling. Watch this. If this thing is real, then what else is hiding out there? Because
that's either a shapeshifter that got stuck or something ominous. I have no idea, but it definitely does have a demon face, whatever is in there. Maybe it's a bear and they edited some horns. I don't know, but I'd be getting out of there quickly.
Thank you guys.
It's real. Hello, gentlemen, and welcome to Psychosec. Can I answer any questions? What is it all about? Well, we're a company that produces 100% organic human sleeves. You're probably wondering what's a human sleeve. Well, if you gather around, I can let you know what we do here in full details. So here at Psychosec, we've been able to achieve true immortality by taking your human consciousness and storing it on a device called a cortical stack. It's implanted in the base of your neck, and it collects and stores everything that makes you you. Every memory, every emotion, every sensation, everything you've ever experienced gets stored on this little device. You can see it here on the screen that's about to come up. You guys just follow me. All the information is stored on this device and can be digitally transferred from one sleeve that you currently occupy into the sleeve of your choosing.
Sleeves are basically human bodies we grow in our labs. They're organically real. Bones, tissue, organs, everything. These are the best bodies you'll ever have, period. Nothing can hurt these bodies, but they are human. So if something were to happen to them, you can always change them out for a new one. That's why it says immortality becomes non-existent. Because you can be 50 in one body and change to the next body. You're as young as you feel. If you come this way, David's going to show you some 2018 models that you can choose from.
So you can choose.
That has to be a stunt for a movie. There's no way they actually achieve transferring human consciousness. There's no way. You thought I didn't have an excellent specimen for you today? Think again. Feast your eyes on this rare and beautiful multi-flowers of fine siloset spikes on green affiliate crystals. They just look like sea urchins, like a white sea urchin. How crazy is that? If I had to name this piece, I would call it the Three Puffs. I know, that's the best I got on this one. If you can do better, drop it in the comments because I'm struggling with this one.
This is called the Cave Theater, located at Aswan, outside the Nubian Museum. This is called the Cave Theater.
Who knows, maybe back in the ancient day they did plays in there.
There's a tree, you can see how big it is. It's coming directly overhead. Well, I guess you guys did come back in a big one, huh? You know where I sit. I sit here all the time. Just glad you came. Appears to be the same one in a video before.
That was a UFO captured by an astronomer. If you made it all the way through this video, be sure you drop Friday Night Vibes. This was creepy and scary videos that might just make you rethink your reality and keep you up all night. I'm Jet Ski Chuck. Till next time.